Flying or piloting drones can be really fun, but a drone can easily become too complicated, and when you want to capture yourself in a beautiful place, you would really want something that can let you focus on experiencing the place more than focusing on flying your little drone. All of these shots were taken without touching any control button on my smartphone because the HoverAir X1 that we are checking out today does everything automatically while being small enough to fit in your pocket. I did get this sent for a review by my friend Lysander, who is a big drone nerd and an even bigger fan of our Prime Minister, so let's check out everything that this can do. Let's get into the box first, and we have the extra battery and the charger kit here, so we are going to get them here in separate packages. Then inside the drone box you'll get some papers, a charging cable, the drone itself, and a nice carrying pouch that can be used to pack the drone along with its extra battery. You do have to connect the drone to its smartphone app once before flying for the first time, but then you can really use it without needing to use the app or without needing to control anything, because most of its modes are accessible with just this one button on the drone itself. This is a very small foldable drone that can fit in a large pocket, and you have this protective grille surrounding its fans which keeps the fans from getting damaged. I made this run into trees and walls a few times, but it handled those impacts very easily. This also weighs just 125 grams, which makes it exempt from many drone regulations. A drone usually uses GPS, so it needs to connect to the satellite first and then do some other calibrations before it can fly, but this process can take up some time. With the HoverAir X1, all you have to do is unfold it in your palm, power it on with its big button, make sure that you have the mode that you want to use selected with its smaller button, and then you can just press the big button again and it will take off from your palm, record your video, and then it will come back to you and it will land on your palm. You literally have to press the big button just 2 times in this complete cycle of powering on, taking off, recording, and landing. The drone has 5 easily accessible modes that you can select using the little button on its top, and let's check out some of these modes. So the first mode is a hover mode, in which the drone is going to stay at its place while following you in your direction. The second mode is a zoom out mode, in which the drone is going to fly away from you and then it is going to fly back to you. Then there's a very cool follow mode, which makes the drone follow you wherever you go, and this really makes it look like a third-person video game. The fourth mode is an orbit mode, in which it is going to take a 360-degree shot around you. The fifth is a bird eye mode, in which the drone is going to take top-down shot of you. It is going to rise to the height that you have selected, and then it is going to slowly come down before landing. All of these modes have different parameters that you can select by holding the small button. So for example, in orbit mode, you can set the radius of the circle that it is going to make around you, and in the zoom out mode, you can set how far away it will go. You can fine-tune these even further using the app, which gives you options like customizing the altitude of the drone while following you, rotating while in the bird's eye view, and many other things that will really let you make it fly exactly as you want it. But the list of modes doesn't end here, because in the custom mode settings there are actually few other even cooler modes. Now we are flying in a mode called dolly track mode, in which the drone is basically going to maintain its distance in front of you as you walk towards or away from it. We are also recording audio directly to the video in the drone through an audio recording feature in the app, which allows you to use your smartphone as a microphone for the video in the drone. The audio quality may not feel that great because it has to use noise cancelling to remove the loud noise of its fans from the audio. There's a sideways track mode which follows you from your side, which can be quite useful while running or cycling. Finally, there's a smart mode which allows all kinds of hand gestures, so you can do this for making it orbit you, do this for making it go into bird's eye view, making a cross to make it stop recording. So once you get the hang of this, you are really going to become one silly looking expert in flying this. You can also fly this drone manually using the app, and you can see the preview on your phone, and this whole system works really nicely. You can record indoors, but I would advise you to turn off any ceiling fans while you are doing so. The resolution of the video can either be 2.7K at 30 fps or 1080p at 60 fps, and you can even turn on a vertical mode which will let you make 9x16 clips for reels or stories, so you can make some super cringe 360 degrees TikToks using this mode. You can also click nice looking 12 megapixel photos using it. It will just fly in front of you and keep taking pics, and this can be really useful because you won't have to ask anyone to take your photos. I really like the footage on this. It looks very sharp, the colors are really nice, and the dynamic range is also not bad. This tiny mechanism manages to keep the footage quite stabilized. Now this drone doesn't have any SD card slot because it stores everything in its 32GB internal storage, out of which 23GB is available for video, and you may think that that is not a lot, but the file size is 1GB per 4 minutes of video, and I have only filled up about 5.6GB after shooting 60 videos of around 30 seconds, so you should be able to record around 2 hours of footage, which is a lot. These recorded files can also be transferred to your phone very quickly using its app, or you can directly transfer them to your computer with a USB cable, so the storage part is really sorted for me. The battery can be charged directly through the drone using a Type-C cable, or you can use the charging dock to charge 2 batteries at the same time if you have got the combo bundle, and the dock will charge the battery with higher level first. A single battery lasts for around 11 minutes of recording, which may not seem like a lot, but you can easily fly 10 to 15 times depending on the modes, so if you have planned your shots, even a single battery pack will be fine for you. You can of course charge this in between shots using a power bank, but having 2 batteries will of course help if you are planning to shoot on a long trip. Now because this drone doesn't use GPS, it has to use the camera sensor at its bottom to see the terrain, which comes with some limitations. They advise you in the app to not fly this in low light or when the texture is not clear on the ground. You shouldn't fly this over water or when there is a large height variance. I tried to record a low angle manually, but it just stopped and landed on the ground. The maximum height that this can fly to is 15 meters, so it is not going to be able to take super high aerial shots like a bigger drone. It's also not a very wind resistant drone, so there are some things that you have to take care of while using it. It uses its camera to track you, and you can see how good the tracking is because it kept following me even when there were other people in the frame. Before trying the HoverAir X1, I was skeptical about getting a drone because I had heard stories of people who bought one of them on impulse, but they don't use it because it's too complicated or it is too big to be taken on trips. But this drone has really changed my mind about the utility of a drone, and I can really see people getting one of these to take on trips because of how portable and easy to use it is. It really feels like a private cameraman for you, which can fly and take these super smooth shots very quickly, and it can really help you in capturing some memories in a way that no other thing can. This starts at $350, which I think is not very high price for something like this. It's not available in India at the moment, but it was just too much fun for me to not check it out and make a video. So let me know what you think about this self-flying drone in the comments. I'll have links to check it out in the video description. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe with bell, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.